I hate March. March is the worst. If anything bad ever happens in my life, it always happens in March for some reason. And so far, I've been really hating March. And on top of that, the weather in March is horrible. It's too cold to be spring, but it's too warm to be winter. So it's cold enough that you need a hat and a scarf to go out. But once you go out, you're warm, but you're just a tiny bit too warm. So you have to sweat yourself half to death or freeze half to death. There's just no middle ground. Hey guys, it's Kelly here again and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another TV Tuesday, and today is a bit of a controversial video because I'm going to share some, in my opinion, overrated TV shows. I put the little green disclaimer in the front of every single video that I post just so you guys know that just because I don't like these TV shows, just because I think they're a bit overrated and you love them, that's not a personal attack against you. I just didn't like them. They weren't for me. I don't understand the hype. And if you love them, good for you. I just don't. So please be respectful in the comments. I am sorry to anyone who hates disclaimers, but I feel like this is the first controversial video that I'm going to be uploading, so I had to take precautions. Now, the TV series that I'm going to be sharing today are shows that have been around for a while. They have multiple seasons. They are very well known, at least in the circles that I'm in. And these are shows that I base my opinion on when I watched the entire show, all of the seasons. So it's not like I watched one season and then dropped it. I watched the entire thing and I'm basing my opinion on the entire show. The first show that I have, oh man, this is gonna be painful. The first show that I have is Pretty Little Liars. Yep, I went there. I am starting out strong. I watched all of the seasons. Now, don't get me wrong, I would not watch all of these shows if I didn't enjoy them just a little bit. I loved Pretty Little Liars. The first 2-3 seasons, everything was awesome. I loved the characters, I loved the actors, the style, the idea, the plot. It was a teen mystery drama show. I loved everything about it. But after season 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, it kinda got old. Every season you start off with these huge secrets and somebody who is terrorizing the girls, and every single episode they think it's this guy, but it's not. Then the second episode they think it's that girl, but it's not. And then the third episode they think it's that boy, and it's not. And it's just over and over and over. They have speculations. They're dead sure that that's the person that's terrorizing them, or that the person that killed anyone, or whatever. And surprise, surprise, at the end it turns out it's not. There was one hidden twin, there's another hidden twin, there's a hidden sibling, your father's the neighbor, your mother's the neighbor. Come on, how many times are you gonna pull that shit? So like I said, I watched all of the seasons. I'm kind of sad that I did. The last 3 seasons I was watching just so I can see the ending, just so I would know at the end who it was. And I am just so done with that. I'm not going to watch the spin-off. I just don't care. No, it was too much for me. The next show is again something that is going to bring a lot of hate my way, and that is Breaking Bad. Where do I begin? It's a good show. It really is. I had a bit of trouble with the pacing. It was a bit too slow. It was a bit too dramatic, but I loved the show. Okay, don't get me wrong. I really did. I loved the characters. The actors were amazing. They were just phenomenal. Every single one. A lot of the actors are some of my favorite actors. I loved the plot. I just loved the idea. It really is great, but it is so mainstream now. Thanks to all of the fans, it got so much hype. I have read multiple articles where they say that this is the best show of all time. No, it's not. It's an amazing show. Is it the best show ever? No. It's definitely good, but I don't think I'll ever rewatch it. And for me, a show that I would never rewatch is definitely not that much worth the hype. And I'm sure there's people out there who watch it and rewatch it 10 times, 20 times like I do other shows, but for me, it's just is just overrated. It's really great, but the fans and all that hype went way overboard. And honestly, who's even talking about that show right now? I feel like since it ended, it had like 1 or 2 years of momentum, and then nothing. And that just goes to show that maybe it's not that amazing. But again, that is just my opinion. The third show that I'm going to share with you guys is a different one from the past two, and it is Two Broke Girls. Right up until season 3, I really liked it, and then suddenly something happened. I feel like the humor just got very juvenile. The actresses, even though they're really good and I really enjoy them, they started overacting and overreacting to every single little thing. The jokes were very cheap. It lost its way. I feel like it had a very good idea and a good basis, but they just over exaggerated everything and it got bad. I thought that after the 3rd or 4th season they're going to cancel it, but they just kept going and going and going, and at one point it just got overrated. Everyone's raving about it. I don't see the point really. There's only so much seasons that you can put out that are actually good, so I feel like once you pass maybe the 4th season, things kind of go very much downhill, and for me that show just became very overrated very quickly. The next show that I have is called Mr. Robot. Oh my god, I hate that show for lots of reasons. Okay, so I guess I lied in the beginning, because this is the only show that I watched 1 season of. I think they're on season 3 right now, but there are things in that show that really rub me wrong. It's just very overrated because a lot of people watch it, a lot of people rave about it, and there's a lot of things that are wrong with the show. For instance, mental illness, hacking, and even programming, coding, just people who are good with computers, drug abuse. I understand that these are topics that are very sensitive, and I don't think that this show touches on them in the right way. So I guess that's, again, my personal opinion. I didn't like it for those reasons. I definitely did not like the main character. That's fine. I love the actor's amazing. I like the idea of the show, but I don't like the execution of the show. I feel like they're just trying so hard and it's not working, at least not for me. The next show that I have is The Vampire Diaries. And again, this is one of those shows that I really loved to a specific season, and then it all just went downhill. Personally, I think that the spin-off, the originals, is 20 times better. The idea was always better. There was a lot more supernatural themes and problems, and there was action, there was magic, there was a lot more. And I feel like The Vampire Diaries was very constricted to their little love triangle bubble for a very long period of the show, and I feel like that is what kind of got old very quickly. Don't get me wrong, I love the show. I watched all of the seasons. I felt like if Nino didn't leave the show, I feel like they would have gone on for another 10 seasons, which would have been the death of them. This is one of those shows that I enjoy, I really like, but they just went overboard and it got really overhyped for no reason. It's like the fans just tried to keep the hype from the first seasons into the last ones, and it just wasn't working. So these are all of the shows that I, in my personal opinion, my humble personal opinion, think are overrated. Of course, if you love these shows, good for you. Keep watching them. Don't mind me just being a hater here. I just want to share my opinion and see if there's anyone else who thinks like me in the comments down below. Sorry about the negativity in this one. I will try to be more positive in future videos. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!